Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Power Rankings. It's me, your Commissioner Nick, back after a 2-week hiatus. I want to thank you for being patient, and thanks to Oliver for filling in the past 2 weeks and doing a great job on the rankings. Everyone go give him a round of applause. But I'm back this week, and it is week 8 already, so that means we're starting the second half of the regular season already. Can you believe it? We got a great week this week coming up, some good matchups. We got 2 new segments on the show this week. So I hope you enjoy those. Let's get right into it. It's the Ocho. Let's go.
Number 12. King of the Hill V2. There's a new bottom feeder in the power rankings this week as Luke's team drops 1 spot after suffering his 4th straight loss to Jerry nonetheless. Alan Sobinson continues to be one of the biggest busts out of the draft this year as he was only good for 3.6 points this week. Things won't get any easier for Mr. 500 as he has a tough matchup with the process this week. Let's see if Josh Allen can get this team back on track. Number 11. Team Never Lucky. The reigning, defending, undisputed, 2-time back-to-back champion of Bad Company, Dan, finally got his first win of the season over Harambe this week. Yay, Mian Harris led the way with his 2-touchdown performance. Playoff chances are a league low 3%, but if he can win out, there's a real possibility Dan can squeak in there. Number 10. Beans Pride Parade. Beans' team lost again this week, making that 4 losses in the last 5 games without McCaffrey. He's dropped 9 spots in the rankings over that span. Tyler Lockett has also totally disappeared from Seattle's offense. Another tough matchup this week against Harambe as well. I would just pray that Christian McCaffrey comes back at this point. Number 9. Quantum Cheeseburger. Jerry's team snapped the losing streak by defeating Luke's team and is back above 500 on the season. Mike Heavens led the way with his 3 touchdowns against the Bears. Jerry is now one of 5 teams with a 4-3 record at this point. Despite this, his playoff chances decreased to just 9%, so he continues to get no love from ESPN. Does anyone out there have any faith in Jerry? Number 8. Bora, very nice. Yikes. Hunter's team drops 3 spots in the rankings after losing to a mediocre Brad team. He was without his top 3 running backs, but that's no excuse as everyone was shorthanded this week. Cooper Kupp did all he could for this team, but A.J. Dillon's negative 0.2 points proved to be the dagger. ESPN still gives this team a 91% chance to make the playoffs, but let's be honest, I don't think this is Hunter's year. I think he needs to make a trade ASAP. Number 7. I am 4-3. You are 3-4 after defeating bitter rival Hunter. Jamarvelous Chase continues to amaze as he set the record for most receiving yards through a rookie's first 7 games. Terry McLaurin returned to form as well with a nice 25-point outing. Brad's team has been sneaky good after a dreadful start. Definitely a team to keep your eye on in the second half of the season. Number 6. Poppy's prize possession.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay.
Okay?
You?
Absolutely.
Brophy's team fell short this week, making that 3 losses in the last 4 weeks. New trade acquisition Matt Stafford thought he was going to be a winner and even put up a nice 32 points for the squad, but it wasn't enough. Now stuck in the middle of the league at 4-3, Poppy is a very intriguing team going forward, as playoff chances dropped nearly 15%. Number 5. Absolutely that guy, pal. Oh, absolutely. My team scored the most points in the league this week on the way to defeating Poppy's prize possession. Jalen Hurts so good, had a nice debut for his new team, and Alvin Super Camario returned off the bye to lead the way with his 34 points on Monday Night Football. I'm still 9th in points per game on the season, but over the last month, my team has scored the 3rd most points in the league. Things may be trending up. Number 4. Maybe next year. Lance's team picked up his 3rd win this week, 3rd straight win, to get back above 500 on the season. He's also scored this 2nd most points in the league over that span. Safe to say he is on fire right now. A.J. Brown has been leading the way for this team despite playing through food poisoning, one of the most difficult injuries to play through. That's true grit, and that's what this team is all about. Number 3. The process. Ryan's team lost again this week, and I say it that way because on paper, his team looks to be one of the best in the league. He's got 3 really good receivers, 2 solid running backs, and he just added an MVP caliber QB via trade. However, he's just one of 5 teams with a 4-3 record on the season. Is this the most overrated team in the league? Number 2, MidSeason Harlems. Oliver's team lost to Dan this week. Let me say that again. Oliver's team lost to Dan's winless team and put up the fewest points in the league to show for it. Patrick Mahomes continues his tribute to the Red Hot Chili Peppers by singing, "Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Might be time to check the waiver wire for a QB worth starting. Playoff chances took a slight hit this week, but no reason to panic yet. Hopefully, Devontae Adams doesn't have COVID." And number 1, when legends rise. There's a new sheriff in town, and his name is Frank. For the first time in his bad company career, Frank is number 1 in the power rankings. He's now won 5 in a row since cleaning out the coaching staff and topped it off with a huge win over the process. DeAndre Swift led the way with 28.4 points, and Ricky Seals-Jones, had another solid week in the tight end position. Let me tell you folks, word out of this camp is that this team believes they can go all the way. This GM is fired up. But let's take a look at the league from a different perspective. We have Frank's team number 1 in the rankings this week, and we know he's better than Jerry's team because he beat him a couple weeks ago. But we also know Jerry's better than Dan because he beat Dan head to head. Never forget. Dan also beat Oliver though, which is saying something because Oliver's had one of the best teams so far, which is obvious as well because he ended Brophy's run at a perfect season. And Brophy beat Ryan, who beat Beans, who beat Brad, who beat Hunter, who beat my team, who beat Lance, and who beat Luke, who beat Frank. So I guess the league is pretty wide open at this point, and anybody can beat anybody on any given Sunday. And now it's time for another new segment on the Power Rankings called Harlems Corner. I'm going to throw it over to Oliver. Take it away.
Hello everybody, and welcome to a new segment of the Power Rankings. I don't know how long it's going to last, but it's here this week. Harlems Corner, where I'm going to give my insight from the previous week and the upcoming week. And first and foremost, I'm here to apologize. I'm here to apologize to Daniel Streer. I guaranteed a Harlems victory last week against the lowest team in our league. He was 0-5 or 0-6, something like that, going against the top-rated team in our league, MidSeason Harlems. I said it wasn't even close, would never happen. Popsicle's chance in hell, if you will. And I was wrong. I put up the lowest point total in the entire league. Everybody beat Harlems this week. So congratulations to Dan. Put up a great performance. Definitely deserved the victory. Absolutely. I'd also like to apologize to Bradley, Lance, and Frank. I picked against Frank this week, and he is now the hottest team in the league. He has 5 consecutive victories. And it was a tough week overall for everybody. A lot of poor performances because of the bye weeks. And yeah, it was just a tough week for everybody, but especially for myself included. It was a tough week. We're still tied with the league high playoff chance percentage of 92%, so you can't be too mad. And what about Frank? Frank the Tank is on a roll. Like I said, 5 consecutive victories, and his playoff chances just keep going up. They were at 39% last week, 59% this week. I forget where that ranks in the total, but it's a lot higher than a lot of people. There's some people with single-digit playoff chances. That just does not look good. Getting into this week's slate of games, we have the Biggs brothers clashing for the first time this season. It's bound to be a good one. We also have Borat going against Lance. A little father-son action, if you know what I mean. That's going to be a good one. We also have Brad versus Brophy, Dan versus Frank, Nick versus Jerry, and Ryan versus Luke. And now it is time for our lock of the week, presented by the Lonely Heart Sports Podcast, the official podcast of the Bad Company Fantasy Football League. That being said, no free ads, Jerry. I demand restitution. So I take cash, check, debit, credit, Venmo, IOU, V-Bucks. If you're a Fortnite guy, I take it all. So whatever you want to pay me with, that's fine with me. The lock of the week, Borat versus Lance. I just don't think this one's going to be very close. Lamar Jackson's on the bye. Borat has yet to score less than 112 points in any given week, and that is my lock of the week. I'm going to kick it over back to Nick. And good luck, everybody.
Thank you, Oliver. Now, let me give you my predictions here for Week 8. Let's take a look at the matchups real quick. Team Never Lucky versus When Legends Rise. I'm going to take my dad's team. Dan had a fluke win this week. So, moving on, we got MidSeason Arabe versus Beans Pride Parade in the Bigs brother battle. I'm going to take Beans here. Oliver's team is down real bad right now, and Devontae Adams might not be playing, so I'm going to take Beans. King of the Hill V2 versus the Process. I'm going to take the Process, the most overrated team in the league, to get a big win here. They need it. Poppy's Prize Possession versus I Am 4-3. Brad's team is not going to win this one. I'm going to take Poppy's Prize Possession to bounce back and move to 5-3. And then, absolutely, that guy Pell versus Quantum Cheeseburger. My team versus Jerry, and you know where I'm going with this. You can't take Jerry. Absolutely, that guy Pell's absolutely going to win this one. And in the game of the week, we're going to throw it to two teams who haven't had a lot of primetime matchups so far. It's Borat Very Nice taking on Maybe Next Year. And actually, I just realized it's Borat High Five, not Very Nice, so I apologize for that. It's obviously Hunter taking on his dad here. Hunter has owned the matchup historically. He's 2-0. But I'm going to take Lance's team here. He's on a 3-game winning streak. He's on fire right now. It's also an A.J. Brown and Najee Harris revenge game. And let's be honest, A.J. Brown's been on fire, and I'm going to keep rolling with that and stay in the flames. So that's all I got for you guys. That is our rankings. Oliver, thank you for your part. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you have a great week.